Shalom, my name is Rachel Friedman. I'm Associate Dean and Chair of Tanakh at Drisha Institute for Jewish Education. And it's my pleasure to share some thoughts with you on Parashat Bereishit. The first chapter of Sefer Bereishit, the book of Genesis, describes God's creation of the world in 6 consecutive days. It's in this context that we first encounter the concept of tov, or good. 6 times in the course of creation, God examines his creative product and affirms that it is tov, good. On day 1, God saw that the light was tov. On day 3, the earth and the seas and the vegetation. On day 4, the luminaries, the sun, the moon, the stars. On day 5, the swarming creatures and birds. On day 6, the animals or living creatures. And finally, the process of creation culminates with God's reflection on day number 6. Vayar Elokim et kol asher asa vehine tov ma'od. God's verdict on the totality of creation is that it is tov ma'od, or very good. The question that naturally arises in this context is, what does tov mean in the story of creation? Does it mean good as we conventionally translate? My favorite interpretation of the word tov in chapter 1 of Sefer Bereishit is that of Rabbi Shmuel ben Meir, Rashbam, a grandson of Rashi who lived in the 12th century and who was very well known for his pshat, or plain sense interpretation of the text of the Torah. Rashbam analogizes the meaning of tov, as it's used in the first chapter of Bereishit, to the meaning of tov as it is used in the 2nd verse of the 2nd chapter of the book of Exodus, the book of Shmot. Exodus 2:2 reads, Vatere oto ki tovhu, vatitzpenehu shelosha yirachim. In the context of describing the experience of the mother of Moshe, the Torah tells us, and she saw that he was tov, and she hid him for 3 months. The mother of Moshe saw that Moshe was tov, and then she proceeded to hide him. Could it be, Rashbam wonders, that Moshe's mother hid her child because his appearance was appealing? And if baby Moshe had not looked good or handsome, would his mother have chosen not to hide him from the Egyptians? Of course not, Rashbam opines. The proper interpretation of the verse, and Moshe's mother saw that he was tov, is that she examined Moshe, who was born prematurely after a 6-month pregnancy, and discovered that his signs of viability, his hair, his fingernails, were complete. Tov in this context does not mean good, but rather complete and therefore viable. Similarly, Rashbam suggests God reflects upon each step in the process of creation and concludes that it is tov, it is complete. And finally, God examines the totality of his creative product and declares, Vayar Elokim et kol asher asa vehine tov ma'od. And God saw everything that he had made, and behold, it was tov ma'od. God's culminating assessment of his creative product is that it is indeed very good, tov ma'od. That is, there is completeness, harmony, and order in the totality of creation. It would appear, however, that the word tov takes on a different significance in the humanly oriented Garden of Eden story than it does in the divinely oriented story of the first chapter of Sefer Bereishit. In the Garden of Eden, human beings discern not what is complete and incomplete, but what is attractive and desirable. For example, the 3rd chapter, verse number 6 of Sefer Bereishit reads, Vatere ha'isha ki tov ha'etz lemachal v'tava hi la'einayim. And the woman, meaning of course Eve, Chava, saw that the tree was tov, good for food, and a delight for the eyes. Clearly, Eve is not speaking of the tov of completeness, but rather of sensual quality. And similarly, the statement in the second verse of the 6th chapter of Sefer Bereishit, Vayar b'nei ha'elokim et benot ha'adam ki tovot hena. The sons of God, or the distinguished men, saw the daughters of men, for they were tovot, implies that the criterion for selection of mates is sensual beauty, tovot, rather than character. Indeed, the observations by Eve and the B'nai Ha'elokim of Tov present an ironic contrast to the Tov of completion and order that God sees in the story of creation in the first chapter of the book of Bereishit. Whereas human beings perceive Tov in the individual sensual delights, God sees Tov in the completion and order of the totality of the created world. And God saw everything he had made, and behold, it was Tov Ma'od. Vayar Elokim et kol asher asa, v'hinei Tov Ma'od. Where does all this leave us? What larger lessons could we derive from the varied use of the word Tov in the divine and human-centered narratives of Parashat Bereishit? Brilliance, beauty, artistic genius, these individual qualities are natural gifts that must be recognized, applauded, and productively utilized in human society. At the same time, the ultimate success of human endeavor is not in the genius of one, but in the teamwork of many, working together to build a society that is not only progressive and efficient, but is thoughtful, caring, nuanced, and generous in its values. The prophet Bilam cannot help but marvel at the nation of Israel, not for its splendor, but because of its unity and order, even in its journey through the wilderness. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov, mishkenotecha Yisrael. May each of us, and all of us together, seek to create a future in the divine ideal of Tov, a world in which all people and all nations work in unison to achieve prosperity, harmony, and peace. Vayar Elokim et kol asher asa, v'hinei Tov Ma'od. Shabbat Shalom.